everyone, welcome to FCC. It's good to see you here, safe and sound. If you don't already know me, my name's Trish, and I have a few things to help keep you in the know. First up, be sure to check out our website, fccunion.org, and the program you are handed on your way in for everything about FCC. We'd love to stay connected with you, so no matter if you're here as a guest or if you've poured your entire life into this church, go ahead and fill out that connection card before the end of service. Alright, so we're into spring, or so they say, and Easter is only 1 week away, as in 7 days. Wowzers. We're extremely pumped to see all that God has in store. We know a lot of people who don't normally go to church are open to the idea, so be sure to invite your friends, neighbors, and family. We want them to know that we'd love to have them here, and no amount of direct mail pieces or Facebook posts are as effective as your personal invite. So spend part of this snowy day reaching out to the people you know need the good news. And before you start talking yourself out of making a few phone calls, remember, no one is too good or too bad for church. We're all in the same boat without Jesus. And since we're talking about Easter, we also need extra helpers for the Easter services to make sure everything runs like butter, especially in the children's ministry. We want to do everything we can to encourage families to bring their little ones to church. The more volunteers we have, the easier it is to do just that. So if you could volunteer a little of your time during either of those days, we would greatly appreciate it. Stop by the connection point after service to see how you can help. And thanks in advance for stepping up. Lastly, we should each be praying about how we can contribute to the 2013 Easter Project. Hopefully by now you've heard about the North African ministry of our very own Bryce and Susie Runyon. They're helping us to fulfill Jesus' great commission to go into all the world and preach the gospel. Thankfully, it wasn't the great suggestion, and Christ's disciples were faithful to do that commandment way back when. Otherwise, we may not have heard the good news ourselves. Let's pray that God will break our hearts for the things that breaks His. And let's encourage Bryce and Susie by supporting them financially and prayerfully in a country that is 99.99% Muslim and in desperate need of Jesus. You know, what matters most is not who you think you are. What matters most is what God sees in you and what He says about you. This will be our last encounter with Elijah for a while. In this incredible scene from 2 Kings, we'll learn a lot about ourselves and about what God thinks of us. Elisha prayed a prayer that God would open the eyes of his companion. How open are your eyes to seeing God's power at work? We'll join David in a bit here to unpack today's lesson, but for now, let's stand and sing together.